Perfect. So, hi everyone, and welcome to Finding Your Voice Through Mantra. I'm really excited to share this journey with you. Thank you for joining me. In case you haven't met me before or come to one of my live sessions here, my name is Kirbanu. I am an Australian mantra singer, a voice empowerment coach, and a yoga teacher. I live in Germany, in the south of Germany, and as I said, it's just really my joy to be here with you today and to share some of this wisdom about the voice, about how you can connect to your authentic voice, and of course about the power of mantra with you. I myself have been using mantra for over 20 years, and they honestly, my daily mantra practice helps my life so much. I'm incredibly grateful for it. For me, it really helps to calm me when I'm feeling stressed. It helps to relax me when I'm feeling anxious, and it really helps me to come back to the sense of myself and the sense of being connected to everyone. Mantras for me help me to increase my trust in life, and again, just to feel really connected to everybody. And again, I'm excited to share this with you. So let's just find a comfortable seat together. I know that we're all joining this session, this space from different places around the world, but let's just come together in a moment of mindfulness and find a comfortable seat here. Take a moment to really ground down through your seat. If you wish to, you can close your eyes, feeling your roots connected to the earth beneath you. And just taking a few mindful breaths here to center. You may choose to sigh these breaths out through the mouth if that feels nourishing and good for you. Slowly bringing the awareness up from your seat through your spine, vertebra at a time. Climbing up through the spine, through the chest, letting your shoulders soften and drop back, allowing your heart to gently open, and feeling the sky above you through your crown. Again, taking 2 very mindful, conscious breaths for yourself here. Gifting yourself this moment, this time of self-connection. Together with me, bringing your hands at the heart center in Anjali Mudra, the prayer position. Feeling the connection between your thumbs and your chest, your heart, the house of infinite love, that is the essence of your being. And together let's just chant one Om in order to really connect and align our energy for this session. Taking a breath in through your nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Breathing in for Om. Slowly blinking your eyes open, coming back into the space with me. So in our 1-hour session today, I want to give you a little bit of an overview about what mantras are, a little bit of an overview about your voice and especially the mechanics of your voice. I'm going to share a few exercises with you that will help you to really feel and experience your voice in yourself, and by doing this, help you to soften and open and release your voice with more ease. And of course, this is really important for the second part of our session, which is going to be the chanting and the singing of the mantras together. We want the voice to be open, and in that way to allow the mantras to really be accessible to us. Before we do each of the mantras, I will take a little bit of time to explain the mantra, explain what you can attune to so that you can really strengthen your ability to connect to the mantra, and then take a little moment to teach you how to sing the mantra if you wish to sing it with me. And if not, of course, when we get into the mantra session, you're also very welcome to just lie back in Shavasana or go into child's pose and allow yourself to have a beautiful mantra healing. So doing anything that you need during the session that's really going to be supportive for your connection to yourself and for your journey. Mantras are incredible. I always call them mantra medicine, and I actually have music on Spotify and Apple which are called mantra medicine albums, because I like to think about mantras as vibrational medicine. For me, they're like these little friends that we kind of have in our back pocket or in our handbag or in the backpack, that we can use at any time, that we can use to align with their energy at any time, to help us transcend the current state that we're in and step into a space in ourselves that is a state of joy, of ease, a state of peace, and a state of course, connecting to the essence of the mantra. So when we talk about the word mantra, it's a Sanskrit word. It has two parts to it, man and tra. Man means mind, and tra is a vehicle or a tool. And the essence of the word mantra together, it means a tool or a vehicle that can help us cross over the mind. So when we think about this, when I think about it for myself in my everyday life, although I have my yoga practice, I have my meditation practice, I'm of course a human. And so I go into the world, I get triggered by, everyday events. Maybe my husband comes home and says something to me and I'm like, "Rrr." Or I get stuck in traffic and I'm stressed and I go into this pattern, this state of mental chatter and chit chat that doesn't really serve me. And that causes me to actually feel like I'm in a state of suffering, of ill ease. The idea of a mantra, this vehicle to cross over the mind, is that we give the mind consciously something to concentrate on. When we work with a mantra, we repeat it. The repetition of the mantra is a really important part of the mantra practice. And by repeating the mantra, by chanting it in a repetition or singing it in a repetition, what we do is we force the mind to concentrate on this one thing. And through each repetition, we strengthen our concentration. And through this concentration, we can come into a meditative state. We can experience meditation. And that is really what the mantra offers us, this stepping out of this mental chit-chat, this mental chaos. I often call it the washing machine of the mind, and coming into a state that is more concentrated, but also opens us into this other experience of ourselves and this other experience of life, one that is of more ease, one that is more aware, one that is more conscious, and one that is connected to love. Mantra as a practice from the yogic tradition is over 5,000 years old. And actually the first yogic wisdoms were conveyed to people over 5,000 years ago as songs, as hymns, as mantras. So there's this deep history that comes along with the word mantra. But mantra, or chanting as a practice, chanting in this idea of connecting to a sacred word that has a specific energy and a specific meaning in order to consciously activate and awaken these elements inside of ourselves. Chanting as a practice like this can be traced back to all of the cultures of the world, not even just religion, of course all of the religions, but all the cultures. And this I find incredibly fascinating. I come from Australia, and the Australian Aboriginals have their own chanting practice that's over 43,000 years old. And that to me just blows out my brain, because for me, chanting is not just a yogic practice, it's really a people practice, it's a human practice. And again, it's this beautiful tool. Mantras are this beautiful tool that can help us access these other states of being, these other states of consciousness. The other thing that is really interesting about mantra is that when we look at the yogic philosophy or the yogic line, mantra belongs to bhakti. It is a path of bhakti. So often we hear about, these different paths of yoga like Tantra or Raja Yoga or Kama Yoga. Well, bhakti is another path of yoga, and it is the path of love and devotion. So mantra is one of the main ways we can practice bhakti yoga. And the idea is that when we're working with a mantra practice, we really want to drop into the heart. We really want to drop into this deep essence of love that is at the core of our being, and surrender to that space and sing or chant or focus on the mantra from that space. I like to often think of it as I have like an altar in my heart, and before I start singing or chanting the mantra, I come consciously to that altar. Sometimes I like to put a hand on my heart so I can feel this connection. I come consciously to this altar and I bow before the altar of my own heart. And then I sing the mantra from that space. For me, what this does is that it helps me to accept myself as I am in this moment. Because I don't believe that we have to be a certain thing or wear a certain thing or stand in a certain way in order to sing a mantra and to connect to its essence. I believe that our humanity makes us eligible to sing a mantra and connect to its essence. And by connecting consciously to our heart with this intention of bhakti, the way of love, that this really fuels our mantra practice, because it says, hey, I'm here in myself, with myself, as I am in this moment, and maybe some crazy crap happened today, maybe it was a beautiful day, maybe something in between, it doesn't matter. But all of this can serve as fuel for our mantra practice. So keeping this in mind, if you could, for me, place one hand, it doesn't matter which, across your heart center, and the other hand across your low belly. Again, connecting to your seat, feeling you're connected to the earth, strengthening up through the spine, reaching up through the crown. And if you wish, I invite you to once more close down your eyes. Tuning into the flow of breath as it moves in and out of your being. And with your next breath in, I invite you to imagine that you're bringing in light and love from your crown, from above, into your heart. And with the breath out, sending this light and love from your heart out into the world. As you breathe in, taking in light and love from above into the heart center, letting it soften and open the heart. And as you breathe out, sending this energy from your heart into the world. Just continuing this for a few moments in your own breathing rhythm. Taking light from above, love from above into your heart, and breathing it out into the world. And from this space of heart connection, I invite you to chant 3 Oms in your own rhythm, at your own pace, in a way that feels good. And as you chant these Oms, really feeling the vibration of your voice in your chest, perhaps in the trunk of your body, and feeling the lightness that your voice can bring you. And breathing in for Om. Om. Perhaps allowing the voice to be soft, loving, and gentle. Breathing in for Om. Om. Feeling the vibrations once more. Relaxing your hands down onto the knees or in your lap, and taking just a few breaths here to feel the echo of your Om, the echo of your voice in your body and your energy. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and sighing it out through your mouth. As you come softly and gently back into the space with me. So this idea of I can connect to my heart as a form of bhakti, as a form of a mantra practice, but also this idea of what kind of energy do I use my voice with? What kind of energy do I approach a mantra with? What kind of energy do I speak with? It's something to keep in mind, because our voice is also this incredibly powerful instrument that is inside of us. It's made by us, through us, with us, and there's nothing that is not exposed through our voice. It's made through the body, but also through the mind and the emotions. And we can use our voice in an empowered way, or we can be unaware and unconscious and be disempowered by it. So looking at the empowered way, which is why we're here, the question here can be, how do I intend my voice? How do I want to use my voice? With what energy do I want to share my voice in the world? And this idea that we just did of having a hand on the heart and connecting to this idea of love, this essence of love, and letting the voice be soft, letting the voice perhaps be even a healing instrument, and allowing this energy to move through us, feeling the vibrations of the voice moving through us. This can be incredibly transformative. And when we take this experience into a mantra practice, where when we sing a mantra, we're concentrating on the meaning of the mantra, we're concentrating on the energy of the mantra and aligning ourselves with the energy of the mantra. When we do this consciously with this intention of how do I want to use my voice? How do I want to experience my voice in myself? How do I want to share my voice in the world, from my heart into the world? This can be very powerful. And we're going to go into that in a moment when we start singing our mantras together, and I will come back and remind you of this.